We pay more for prescription drugs than any major nation on earth. For example, 1 in 10 Americans has diabetes. Many of you in this chamber do, and in the audience. But every day, millions need insulin to control their diabetes so they can literally stay alive. Insulin's been around for over 100 years. The guy who invented it didn't even patent it because he wanted it to be available for everyone. It cost the drug companies.
Folks, the lawmakers are working together to help millions of guys that received Social Security benefits. New payments are actually going out in just a couple of days, in a couple of minutes, in months. So, new payments will be going out to eligible seniors in the coming days. Joe Biden has confirmed that he has new ideas for Social Security, everybody. He does want to help the people out. Also, the Social Security Administration found that the first round of retirement payments for the month of February is worth up to $4,200. It will begin being issued to recipients in 3 days. The retirement benefits from the SSI are issued to recipients in waves of 3. So even though it's not a lot of money, the first payment is scheduled for February 8th. The second one will be between the 1st and 10th of the month. Plus, nearly all American workers are eligible for Social Security, and people can choose to start receiving monthly checks at any time between their full retirement age of 62-70. Now, full retirement age is currently 67, everybody, if you are an old worker born in the 60s or later. I also want to say one more thing, folks. President Biden can send out stimulus, and do you believe that he will do it this year in 2023? Because I definitely have faith that he will. And I also want to add on some more things right here. The federal program's trustees stated that in the latest update, Social Security's combined trust funds would run out of money in 2035. But less than 2 months ago, this has happened. Contrary to some American fears, Social Security benefits won't be cut off when the trust funds are exhausted. Payroll tax at current levels should enable the program to continue paying at around 80% of scheduled benefits. Plus, still those steep benefit cuts would hurt the millions of people that rely on Social Security. It will be a sad thing, but it could happen. In particular, Biden wants to make more wages subject to Social Security payroll tax. Currently, Americans pay this payroll tax on only income of up to $160,000. Under Biden's campaign plan, any income above $400,000 this year would also be taxed. One key downside of Biden's proposal is that it won't be enough to fix Social Security by itself. The Urban Institute's 2020 analysis of the Biden campaign found that the increasing the payroll tax would only reduce Social Security's long-term deficit by around 25 years. And 25%. It would also push back the program's insolvency, folks, for another couple more years. I don't agree with cutting Social Security. I definitely do not. I don't think it's right to help those and hurt those that are in need the most. We need to help the people that are in need, which is our seniors, people on Social Security, people that need stimulus. In addition to that, some individual Republican senators want to allow Congress to just reauthorize this program. Yes, they want to call for reauthorization of stimulus. We are a reauthorization of Social Security. In addition to that, there are some proposals to preserve Social Security payments. Social Security payments from the GOP support. The Republican Study Committee concludes that 65 members of the U.S. House of Representatives, the committee's proposed budget, has kept this idea from happening. They say that there's no need for stimulus. That's what the GOP leaders are saying. But I think otherwise. I definitely don't agree with that. First of all, folks, Social Security is important for those that are seniors, that are retired, and people needed benefits.
Wages in this country and raise the income of 32 million struggling Americans. But Lindsey Graham had a different take. He said this decision actually reinforces reconciliation cannot be used as a vehicle to pass major legislation change by either party on a simple majority vote. As you also pointed out in your open, Mr. Biden did direct airstrikes, that is, in eastern Syria tonight against facilities belonging to...
The stimulus relief program has been announced and created by lawmakers. This new program will send out payments worth up to $500 to low-income families. Americans that are experiencing difficulties paying rent right now or utilities may be also eligible to receive additional aid. I have some good news, everybody. A new crisis relief program approved by lawmakers would send $500 payments to lower-income families in one state, as Americans battle a surge in living costs. The plan is part of a record $50.6 billion budget that passed in the Democrat-controlled New Jersey state legislature and was set at Democratic Governor's Phil Murphy's desk this week. The plan currently includes a rebate for renters, with those making up to $150,000 a year getting $450 in assistance. The Democratic Senator Paul Sarlo said during a speech on the floor this week, the budget's provision will make the lives of the people of New Jersey more affordable with substantial property tax relief for homeowners and renters. According to the Associated Press, the legislation would create the New Jersey Child Tax Credit Program, giving a refundable $500 tax credit for each child under the age of 6 for families earning up to $30,000 a year. The tax credit would amount and be reduced by $10 for every $1,000 of taxable income that exceeds $30,000 until it reaches $80,000, and that is also with a minimum of $300 per child for a household earning up to $80,000 a year. Analysts have stated that the program will have an estimated annual price tag of up to $156 million. Taxpayers can claim the tax credit for about 374,000 children under 6 in 2022. Also, at least 180,000 children will be eligible for the full $500, while nearly 100,000 could get a credit of at least $300. There is also another provision in the budget. It's a property tax credit for homeowners. Almost 900,000 families that make up to $150,000 will get direct relief of $150,000, while others will get $300. $1,000 in credits. Another relief provision is the budget. In the budget is a property tax credit for homeowners. Almost 900,000 families that make up to $150,000 will get direct relief of $1,500, while others will get $1,000 in credits. But New Jersey Republicans have criticized the legislation because the child tax credit is not being offered for children over 6 and said it would not reach families until the 2024 tax season. Inflation driving costs up significantly can be a serious problem for individuals in need. The federal government helps these families out through a program called the SNAP program, through which people get funds on an electronic benefits transfer card to pay for various food, drinks, and food-producing plants and seeds. The good news is that many more online stores have begun to accept EBT for groceries. Many grocery stores that have an online counterpart that sell food and drink will accept an electronic benefit transfer card. According to experts, many Americans have been missing payments due to the rising cost of living and inflation. Being late on an auto loan payment by a few days or weeks may result in a late.
Good morning, everyone. Before I speak to the Supreme Court extreme decision overturning Roe, I want to comment on one piece of good news, economic good news today. Today, the Labor Department reported that we added 372,000 jobs last month. 372,000. Here's why it's important. Our private sector has now recovered all of the jobs lost during the pandemic and added jobs on top of that. We have more Americans working today in the private sector than any day under my predecessor, more today than any time in American history. Today. And the second